Dr. Joseph Wood, author of the book Miracles in Minutes. Today I'm going to expound a little bit more upon observation. I have several videos called Observer 1, Observer 2, Becoming a Ghost. And the more I thought about it, this is a skill that we aren't really trained well at. And it was something that I was doing sort of naturally in my office with patient care. And then I realized that I might not need to expound upon this a little bit more. So let's just cover a couple simple things. Some of the greatest discoveries in science were observations. So Einstein, in his theory of relativity equals mc squared, imagined himself seeing himself, seeing himself, seeing himself riding on a beam of light. So that's called fourth position. There's something called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It talks about four different positions to see life. So first position is my viewpoint, Dr. Joe Wood's viewpoint of the world. And as I expressed to someone the other day, that is like having a sheet of paper with a pinhole in it and looking through it and saying, I see the world. It's a very limited perspective, as just a singular perspective from the me person or the ego. Second position is, let's suppose we're dating someone, it would be their viewpoint. What's it like to walk in their shoes? So let's suppose me and someone else in a relationship, it's their viewpoint of what the hell's going on in the relationship. It may or may not be happening. Or it could be you, the doctor, and that's the patient. The doctor needs to get in the patient's shoes a little bit and try to understand what's going on in their world so the doctor or the person can relate to them to understand so you can connect. And connection is important. So we communicate a lot of times with people or talk, actually I would say talk to people, but we're not really communicating because communication only occurs through connection first. Third position is someone outside who doesn't know us. If we're in a relationship, doctor-patient or, boyfriend, girlfriend, watching our dynamic go back and forth. So they have a better observational viewpoint of what's going on. And fourth position is like if you're God and you're above the world, just looking down, not necessarily attached to an outcome, and then just seeing it from that position. So that's learning to be, to observe. So it plays a big role in patient care because a lot of, or just dealing with our friends or family members, is we think we know what's going on in someone else's life, but we really don't. We're usually talking to ourselves, that's Sally, and then we make up a story about them, and we're living in our head and we don't really understand. This is why we're not in good relations with our, our children, or our spouse, or whoever or a patient, whoever we care about. We're not really connecting because we're living in our own head. Okay, so we're not really observing, we're thinking. So to help you practice the skill of observation, sometimes you can go to a park and just sit, and just look, like, try to go, mindless to some degree, and look at a tree as if you have 10 minutes to live. So with that construct, for me personally, I'm about ready to leave this world. I'm going to die. So what would I want to take with me? I would want to look at that tree so I could kind of take it with me in my memory wherever I may go after I leave this plane. It's called observing. Or you can, think it's your first day here. So let's suppose the other day I was driving to work and I turned off my radio and I'm driving. And, we take things for granted, but I'm driving, like just because I've driven for, 20 plus years, we don't even think about that anymore. But if it was the first time you're driving, you have such a sense of awe. Like, I can't believe I'm driving. Wow, what a gift. So it's trying to get ourselves into a place in our mind to stop taking things for granted, to stop thinking that we know everything just because we've seen it before, to truly appreciate whatever it is we're doing. Driving is a blessing, like you don't have to drive. If you are paralyzed and in a hospital bed for 2 years where you had a stroke and your face is drooping, you can't talk and you can't drive, and you can't walk, I guarantee your attitude would be a lot different if all of a sudden one day you woke up and you didn't give a shit how far you had to park from the gym. and how far you had to walk. You'd be so happy. Like, I'm not complaining about anything. I'm so happy I can walk again. So as humans, we tend to get, sad and depressed because we take things for granted. We think since we did it before, we'll always have it. Those are all assumptions. I mean, you never know what could happen. And I go over these things because it's going to help create better appreciation and joy in your life. You will have more wisdom. You'll be able to see things more clearly. You can make better decisions, and you can appreciate people and things, and you can relate to life and others better. So whether you're a doctor trying to help someone, or whether you're a father trying to be a better parent to your child, or in a relationship with someone else, you're going to be that much better because you're not in your head. You're actually out in the world, connected to people, and not always trying to see things from our own limited perspective of, the ego or my perspective. You're allowing others in your life. So thanks a lot, and I hope this video helps you.